At this time, I want to ask our county attorney, John Nona, to join me. As we have seen in the news recently, that there's been lots of discussion about Playland and the things that are happening in Playland. I want to take some time in a second to go through some really important information on how where we are right now. Back in 2016, the Astorino administration entered into a public-private partnership where Westchester County and Standard Amusements would each invest approximately $30 million each. So $30 million from Standard Amusements, $30 million from the people of Westchester. In 2018, when we all came into office under County Executive and now Congressman George Latimer, the John Nona and our Director of Operations, Joe McDonald, went through those $30 million of initial investments that the county was supposed to be making and identified that that was really $125 million worth of investment that the county would have to do for those projects from 2016. We went through some different stages along the way to challenge those numbers, and went to bankruptcy court is where we ended up. We tried to terminate the agreement at that point in time in 2019 and moving forward. And where we are now is with a contract that was entered into 2021 and began really in 2022. So we all understand where we are right now, where first, that we're planning on making sure Playland will be open for the 2025 season. So that's the plan. We're planning to open the park for the 2025 season. We are in the early stages of what will be likely a very complex legal battle. And we want to make sure that everyone understands that we have cross claims and things that have to happen, but it's a process, and those things have to happen, and it'll take some time to do. Late in 2024, Standard Amusements indicated that they wanted to have a conversation about potentially terminating the agreement and negotiating a settlement. Those conversations were had, but nothing came over that, and Standard Amusements served a letter to Westchester County on January 21st, 2025, indicating that they wanted to terminate the agreement for cause. And then the following day, on January 22nd, 2025, the County of Westchester sent an indication to Standard Amusements that they were indeed in breach of the agreement. The bottom line of this is simple. Standard Amusements was losing money at the Playland amusement park, and now at this particular point in time, there's claims against the county trying to blame the county for their failures. Westchester County has invested over $144 million, close to $150 million into the capital projects in Playland. There's no question about the investments that have been made. Everyone tells us those improvements make the park look beautiful, and we're going to keep moving forward. But again, this was a public-private partnership crafted by the Astorino administration, which required reimbursement of Standard Amusements investment in the park. So it's a public-private partnership, and the county is obliged to pay that back. Repayment of the initial investment was stipulated in the contracts. It's important to emphasize that the original contract established under the Astorino administration required the county to repay all of Standard's investments, including travel, food, and every expense related to raising the $30 million to invest in the park without any restrictions. Thankfully, we were able to renegotiate and implement a cap, and we negotiated controls on those reimbursements, avoiding even a greater potential financial burden. This all started with this deal from 2016, and while we were able to renegotiate it to a slightly less terrible one, we ultimately were blocked from walking away entirely, thanks to the bankruptcy court. And some folks know that the bankruptcy court was the one that granted our friends who ran Purdue Pharma, the Stackler family, immunity for accountability over the opioid epidemic, and they also sided with Standard Amusements in this particular scenario. So we continue to work as far as we can on behalf of the people of Westchester County to make sure that the Westchester County taxpayers are protected. And at this moment in time, again, there's a complex legal process that goes on, but the bottom line for us is that we're planning on making sure that Playland Amusement Parks moves forward in 2025. It is a park. That means it is still open to the public, and there's things that have to happen through that, and there's some constraints on anything that's out there. So again, be careful about all the information you may see out there. The only information that you need to understand that it is a park, and we're going to continue to make sure that it is open and available for our county residents as we go through this challenging and complex legal process. So again, for nearly 100 years, the people of Westchester have cherished Playland since 2018, and the county has made every effort to make sure that to ensure this beloved park thrives for future generations. And again, $150 million of Westchester taxpayers' money that was invested. And that was because over several years, over many, many years, that the investments were not made to the level that they needed to be made. But we have made sure that those investments have been made on behalf of the people of Westchester for our park, Playland Park. So thanks a lot, John. All right.